Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today we're going to do a deep dive into Chainlink 2.0. This is absolutely vital infrastructure. All the oracles are for decentralized finance. You cannot have decentralized finance without oracles, and that's what we're going to cover the top dog today. Really what they're doing in this 2.0 version with dynamic smart contracts, really adding things with this off-chain data collection and things like this. Essentially what you want to think about with oracles. If you don't understand this, I have many videos on it. There's just a basic framework going into this. Think about it like charting services. So something like TradingView. If you watch this channel and understand technical analysis, you understand that there's ways to chart price action. So you have all these different exchanges with all of them having different kind of prices. Some people in the past have been able to do arbitrage, sending Bitcoin or whatever asset from one exchange to another, buying at a low price, selling at a high price. Now, that's kind of removed now because of these oracles kind of making things more even. But the thing you want to keep in mind here is you have all these different exchanges. All these different exchanges are seeing massive money flows going in and out every single day. Now, who can you trust to keep track of all these things that is unbiased, that doesn't have human error? Well, you really can't trust a certain individual. You can't trust a centralized authority. So what you want to look for is a decentralized oracle. And while Chainlink is the top dog, and some people say, oh, it's not all that decentralized. If those people truly believe that, then I say go to another oracle. It's just like if you don't think your home country is treating you the best, go to where you're treated best. It's one of these things where some people get in this mindset where they're like trapped in this cage and this is the only option. No. We live in an abundant world. There's so many options out there. So I think Chainlink 2.0 is absolutely incredible. This is basically their plan to turn decentralized finance into a $500 billion industry. And again, with that example, you can kind of think about it as, okay, you have all the different exchanges on one side over here, okay? So you have all the different exchanges over here. His forehead is the oracle, kind of this middleman that's unbiased. It's just code, really. And then what you're seeing over here is TradingView, or these charting services. So the data from all these different exchanges over here basically goes from here. Chainlink aggregates the data and then puts it onto TradingView or whatever charting services you use. So let's say you're using on TradingView the pair, ETH BTC or USDT BTC. These two trading pairs. Well, it also depends on what exchange you're using. So let's say you're using Binance or Bitstamp or Bybit or Femex or Kraken, all these different things. If you're just trusting a middleman, this guy with his beard here, I'm pretty sure this is a Chainlink founder, by the way, but I'm just using his forehead as an example for the oracle. So instead of trusting a human with human error, all humans are fallible, you're trusting a decentralized oracle, essentially. So that's a basic way how to think about it. And then with the Chainlink 2.0, if you don't want to watch this full video, essentially what they're doing, which, by the way, you should watch the full video because then you'll get the details of this and why I think Chainlink could go to easily $100 this year. So essentially with this, not only is it going from the where they're collecting the data, just this kind of one way, so just going from here, the data feeds, Chainlink aggregating the data through here. Rather, it's going bidirectionally, okay? So it's going back and forth in between here, and Chainlink just kind of this middleman, okay? So you can think about it that way. But again, it's not like a centralized middleman. It's a decentralized middleman for the most part. So in brief, Chainlink, by the way, we'll be talking about these three articles. The first one's just kind of an introduction, then going deeper and deeper. So in brief, Chainlink has published a white paper exploring how its decentralized Oracle network will evolve. Co-founder and CEO Sergey Nazarov says Chainlink's hybrid smart contracts will define the future of the industry. So this is just kind of the basic things here, but I want to focus down here on this article with Chainlink 2.0, okay? So before people started experimenting with financial products and NFTs, blockchains were basically just token platforms, says Nazarov. What we're seeing is just the start of a redefinition of what blockchain industry is about. Away from just being about Bitcoin and just being about tokens to being about many more things. Nazarov believes that Oracle networks and hybrid smart contracts are the way forward. In the past 2 years, Chainlink has emerged as the dominant decentralized Oracle provider for Ethereum's DeFi space, where it connects blockchain to external resources such as price data. All right. So the new white paper titled Chainlink 2.0, the next step in the evolution of decentralized Oracle networks, builds on the foundation the startup has established to reveal a new meta layer architecture for hybrid smart contracts, the place where all the coordination happens, says Nazarov. So in kind of wrapping this up, you understand basically what they're talking about there with Chainlink 2.0. It's very important to see. So for example, hybrid smart contracts have been used by a number of DeFi projects rather. including the stablecoin provider Paxos, which uses Chainlink for both price data and proof of reserves, says Nazarov. So DeFi is a collection of hybrid smart contracts interoperating with each other and then using oracles to allow themselves to operate properly. He explained Chainlink 2.0 will boost the services available to projects and allow people to build more advanced smart contracts that will enable decentralized finance to grow. So that's very important to take into account. As far as this diving deep into the meta layer, that's where I would really talk about this article. So this is one with talking about decentralized Oracle networks that I think is very important, just like decentralized autonomous organizations. This is on Chainlink today. Again, these articles will be linked down below in the description. But I think this is important to do, by the way, instead of the normal daily DeFi, because this essentially helps you better understand all the other daily DeFis that we do. So whenever we're talking about a decentralized project or an altcoin in this space, what you have to understand is they rely on oracles. It's just like when I talk about commodities in the electric vehicle space. Well, for all these electric vehicles to operate, for all of them to have solid state batteries, which I talk about in the video, why I'm investing in lithium, they need certain commodities. You need things like lithium. You need things like cobalt, nickel, copper. Okay, so just like that, in the altcoin space, with decentralized altcoins, you need oracles. Okay, that's one of the main things. It's kind of like the lithium to electric vehicle batteries. So let's go here. So they basically start off here with similar type of introduction to the previous article, but they really focus down on decentralized Oracle networks. DONs, where each individual DON consists of a collection of nodes that can transfer data bidirectionally and perform trust minimized off-chain computations. All right, so let's break that down. That's essentially what I was talking about. So bidirectionally. Remember what I was talking about here with this guy's head, or his forehead. Remember, so instead of it just going from, if it will load, whatever. Okay, here we go. So instead of it just going from here, all the different exchanges, all this crazy price action going on, crazy volatility, they're trying to balance it out so people don't arbitrage. Then you have the Oracle sending it to these charting services. So people are charting it, and they're going, okay, let me make this trade and go over to the exchange. Well, these things need to be up to date so quickly. So that's why instead of it just going one way, so with Chainlink 1.0, it's just like only like this, only going one direction. You're not getting data feeds bidirectionally. And again, this is very important for things much beyond just exchanges their data being aggregated onto things like TradingView, but rather there's many other projects, for example, Augur or Compound or Maker, that really need this bidirectional essentially data transfer. And then you see especially for off-chain computations. So similar to L2 technology, decentralized Oracle networks anchor to existing blockchains and periodically sync data outputs and state changes computed off-chain. Again, if you don't understand what off-chain is, maybe I can do this for another video. It's pretty simple, but I'm assuming if you've made it this far, you understand that. So if you're confused, just let me know in the comments. I can do a video on this or address your question individually. So while establishing guardrails that enforce correct Oracle reports, and arbitrage off-chain Oracle disputes. This new abstraction layer allows the Chainlink network to move beyond data delivery in the realm of off-chain computations by performing every smart contract function that a blockchain alone cannot, due to limitations regarding cost, speed, privacy, or technology. Decentralized Oracle networks will enable increased confidentiality, randomness, and scalability for hybrid smart contracts. All right, so this is the last kind of thing. What you want to understand here is this is the main Chainlink website. So it's just called chain.link. Again, I will have this link down below. But essentially, they talk about right here, and I would highly recommend going and reading this, the Chainlink 2.0 white paper. You can read the announcement here. But this is really what they're kind of doing. And I think Chainlink is an awesome project. Again, yes, I did get in on this early, but I'm not biased as far as when it comes to oracles. I am much more bullish on other oracles, things, for example, like API 3. I think they have much more room to grow. Things like Umbrella Protocol, Band Protocol. Band Protocol a little bit less. It's kind of like I would say the second dog in the race is as far as kind of who are the leaders, just because it's multi-billion dollars in market cap. But Chainlink is a solid project for the long term. Again, I kind of look at this as like, okay, what's the key infrastructure of building the blockchain ecosystem or the decentralized finance ecosystem, whatever you want to call it, of the next 10, 20 years? Well, I want to hold, just like I want to hold the key commodities, again, of the car industry, I want to hold the key infrastructure of this space. Think about it like if you could have held a nice stake in all of the, let's just say, brick or all of this steel in the Industrial Revolution. Well, we're going through this blockchain revolution, and the beautiful thing is today anyone can gain exposure to the steel of these past revolutions, or the coal or whatever you want to kind of focus on the key commodity of these past revolutions. Rather, you can gain exposure to these things in a decentralized manner where you can just have a small chunk of the pie, and anybody can do this. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what your name is, doesn't matter your ethnicity. Anyone can do this, and this is the beauty of this industry. It really is kind of evening the playing field, in my opinion. As long as you have an internet connection, you can boom for free. You can watch a video like this, learn about what's going on in the blockchain space, learn about investing, start building capital, and kind of move forward from there. And in the olden days, when you not necessarily everyone could just buy a crap ton of steel or buy a bunch of bricks that are necessary for kind of the innovation and the building of the future. So yeah, that's pretty much all for today's Daily DeFi. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date. So like, subscribe, button all, invest global. Let me know if you want to see another Daily DeFi where we kind of do a deep dive like this. I definitely enjoy doing this and kind of taking a break from just the day-to-day news. I think it's important to do this because these things are really kind of evergreen in my opinion. So that's all for today's. If you enjoyed it, again, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.